You pour a beer at night, cold glass. Foam rising, that first sip feels earned, then you do it again the next day, and the next, and suddenly it's been 30 days, same beer, same routine. So here's the real question this video answers: if beer is mostly water, why do your kidneys start acting like they're under pressure? Because what actually happens over 30 days is not what most people expect. And it's not what beer culture, internet advice, or casual health tips explain. Here's the contradiction that trips people up. Some people drink a beer every day for a month and feel totally fine. Others feel puffy, tired, thirsty, foggy, like their body is quietly complaining, but not loudly enough to panic. Same beer, same timeline, completely different experiences. So what's controlling that difference? That's why this matters. Because your kidneys don't respond to beer the way most people think. They don't suddenly get damaged. They don't break down overnight. And they don't judge alcohol the way online comments do. They respond to signals. And once you understand that one idea, everything else makes sense. Think of your kidneys like a smart building with automatic doors. Their job is crowd control. Water comes in, waste goes out, minerals stay balanced, pressure stays calm. They don't overact, they don't argue, they just follow instructions. Beer walks in and flips a switch, not a panic switch, a leak switch. Alcohol tells your brain, hey, stop holding water. So the message reaches your kidneys, open the exits. That's why you pee more when you drink beer. Not because your kidneys are stressed, but because they're doing exactly what they're told. Night 1, easy. Water goes out. Balance restored, no drama. But here's where things quietly change. You flip that same leak switch again tomorrow, then again. Day 5, day 10, day 20, your kidneys don't just lose water, they lose information. Along with that fluid, you lose subtle balance cues, minerals, salts, tiny signals your body uses to feel stable. So your body compensates. You wake up thirstier. You reach for salty foods without realizing why. Your face looks slightly puffier even though you're technically dehydrated. That contradiction confuses people. How can I feel bloated and dry at the same time? Because your kidneys are juggling. They're dumping water when the switch is flipped, then holding tighter later to protect you. This is where most advice completely fails. People say, just drink more water. Sounds smart, feels responsible. But here's the problem. If the leak switch is still on, more water just means more traffic through the same system. Your kidneys don't say, hydration. They say, cool in one door, out the other. So people drink beer at night, chug water before bed, wake up tired, puffy, and confused. They start thinking something is wrong with their kidneys. It's not damage, it's over-adaptation. Your kidneys are working harder not because beer is destroying them, but because they're being forced to compensate instead of regulate. And by around day 20 to 30, this starts to feel normal. That's the dangerous part. There's no sharp pain, no emergency, just subtle shifts. Bathroom trips become more frequent. Sleep feels lighter. Morning energy feels a little flatter. You don't feel bad, just not fully right. Most people miss this because they're waiting for a dramatic warning sign. Your body doesn't work like that. It whispers before it shouts. Now let's talk about the myths that keep people stuck. You'll hear things like, but beer is low alcohol. Beer has water. Beer even has nutrients. All technically true. None of it matters if the switch keeps getting flipped. It's not the strength of the signal, it's the repetition. This is where people blame the wrong thing. They blame their kidneys. They blame aging. They blame genetics. But your kidneys aren't weak. They're just stuck in a pattern of mixed instructions. Dump water, hold water, balance minerals. Repeat, every day. That's exhausting, even for organs designed to work quietly for decades. And let me be clear, this isn't about shame. Daily beer doesn't make you irresponsible. You weren't doing something stupid. You were following a cultural story that skipped the middle. The myth is that kidneys fail from overload. The truth is they struggle from conflicting signals. That's a big difference. Because once you understand that, the solution becomes simple, not extreme. Not quitting everything overnight, not detoxing. Not punishing yourself. What helps is spacing the signal, giving your kidneys days where the leak switch stays off, days where regulation can happen instead of compensation. Even small gaps change everything, because once that switch isn't being flipped daily, your kidneys stop bracing. They stop overcorrecting. They just do their job. And that's why people say things like, I didn't realize how off I felt until I changed the pattern. And not because beer was destroying them, but because their kidneys finally got quiet. So here's the real takeaway. Your kidneys don't care about labels. They care about patterns. They don't respond to guilt. They respond to signals. And beer's real impact isn't what's in the glass. It's the switch it flips when it shows up every single day. So here's the question I want to leave you with. If your kidneys are reacting more to repetition than to beer itself, what other habits do you think you've been blaming? When the real issue was the signal you were sending again and again, sit with that. Because once you see the switch, you can't unsee it.